So, good day guys, another day in paradise. And yeah, just thought I'd go for a nice country ride, show you guys some of the scenery, and talk about something a bit controversial for the channel, and that'll all make sense in a couple of minutes. So let's get to it. So guys, how do I put this? So I went to Harley, the dealership, yesterday actually, and spoke to Joe, who's my man, about trading this bike in. Now I know what you're thinking, and yes, I am crazy. I was born that way, but it's just I'm just thinking about it at the moment. It's not happening. There's no set in stone sort of stuff, but I've just been looking at some other bikes, and I've ridden quite a few now, and there's something about the touring bikes that I just can't get out of my head. You know, they're just so much more bike, and they're so much more comfortable. They ride so well. I have so much fun on those touring bikes. Obviously I need to go and test ride some more anyway, because I've only really done the Road King special, but what I've got in mind is trading this bike in, if the price is right, possibly, and getting a touring bike or a touring type bike. So 3 bikes I got in mind are obviously the Road King special. I really like the Street Glide special, and also the Sports Glide, which is a Softail, so you know, and a lot cheaper. This is dangerous, but we got to take these chances. You gonna let me go, mate? No, you're not gonna let me go. Come on, man. Serious? Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, Sports Glide. So anyway, I went and spoke to Joe about it, and you know, he run the figures and all that sort of stuff, and he come back with actually something very interesting. Like I said, I'm not doing this. I would like to get your guys' opinion on this as well. I obviously need to go test ride all those bikes again, but what he's suggesting now, the main carrot for me is the Sports Glide, because it's still a Softail. So it's a smaller bike, slightly smaller bike. It just looks real cool to me. I love that bike. I like the way you can take that fairing off and put a different fairing on there. It's got the nice fat 180 tire on the back. It's got those lovely wheels, and you got all the sort of panniers that are removable. You know, it's got it all, and I really like that about the Sports Glide. Of course I need to test ride one, but the deal on the table is this, right? And I'm not going to go into numbers and figures too much, because that's not really what it's about. But basically, I give them my bike, and they give me $2,000 back in my pocket, and I get a Sports Glide, any colour, absolutely brand new, with a stage 2 on it. So that's pipes and a stage 2 cam on it, for a very reasonable monthly repayment, which to me, I've worked it out. I mean, that $2,000 would pay those monthly repayments off for at least sort of 2 years. So you can kind of figure that out yourselves. But you know, like I said, this is all kind of just me thinking stupidly out loud at the moment, really. I mean, that bike is a beautiful bike. They never had one for me to test ride when I was looking at getting one of these, and you know, they weren't actually that much more money than this thing. But if I did do that, obviously I wouldn't club style it out. I would keep it. I'd probably put a Memphis Shades fairing on it, but I'd also put some big 12-inch, maybe 14-inch big handlebars, 8 hangers, and you know, make it look a bit more badass. And the rest of the money would just pay it off over the sort of 2 or 3 years, which to me is kind of worth it. But obviously it's not a street bob anymore. So guys, I'm going to leave that up to you. well, not going to leave it up to you, but I'd like to see your opinion on it, and you know, what you guys think I should do. If it was you, in my situation, you know, I can afford the repayments, so there's nothing wrong with that. What would you do in my situation? Right guys, I'm just going to get off and have a little stretch of the old legs, and I'll get back to you guys in a minute. So yeah guys, I mean, realistically I'm probably not going to do this anyway. It's just a bit of the wrong time for me, but it's nice to know what I could do if I wanted to. And like I said, the verdict's still not out, but we'll see. But there are some advantages obviously to having something like a sports glide. The performance of it is pretty much exactly the same as the Street Bob, except, you know, obviously the Street Bob's slightly lighter, but you know, I'm going to get way more miles out of it with that bigger tank. The seat's much more comfy. It has the wheels that I really like. It has a fatter tire, which I really like. It has the luggage, which I really like, and I can take all of that off, you know, and make it a bare bones bike if I want to, you know. I think with 8 hangers and a stage 2, I mean, really that's all you need on that bike. Okay, it's got some chrome, you know, not the most ideal situation for me, but it's not the end of the world either, you know. I'm not gonna complain about it. I mean, it's not that I don't like chrome, I just don't like lots of chrome, and there's ways around getting that sort of blacked out anyway. What there is chromed, but I think with just a little bit of chrome, I think you can get away with it looking nice. So that's the verdict, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, I would really like a street glide, but it's just going to cost me too much money. I can't afford one right now. Maybe in a couple years time, if my money situation is a little bit better, I can afford one, I will get one. I mean, in the ideal world, I'd like to keep this and get a different bike again, you know, a proper touring bike. But you know, for the amount of riding that I actually do and all that, at the moment I'm not really doing massive long trips, so it almost doesn't warrant, you know, spending that kind of money on a big boy bike. But the sports glide is kind of like an in-betweener, and you know, it has got the potential for me to go, you know, very, very far if I want to. Not that this bike doesn't have that, but yeah, there you go. So anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there because I've probably rambled on a little bit too long. But yeah, please leave your comments below, and if you're new to the channel, please give me a like and a subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Street Bobber Vlogger, woo!